I wonder if the coconut song is copyrighted. Oh, 100% it is. Oh, 100%. My arm has been stolen by a fluffy boy. Pics in Discord. Give more scritchy, please. Yeah. North Dock status stable.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Lead rod.
I'll not betray your trust.
It's this first.
Interesting.
I need a drink. I'm so thirsty.
An axe? A scythe? Oh. Equip with two-handed weapons and to use special ability. The scythe, for instance, can be used to parry incoming attacks, inflicting high stun damage if timed correctly.
We've done it before.
How do I... Demon. How do I equip it? Do I have to do it in here? Okay. I see. Oh, and that's how I equip the gun too. Okay. I see. Okay. But wouldn't I want the steak? Well, I don't have any ammo for this right now. Where did I just do that? Where's that? Oh, there it is. I don't have any ammo for this right now, so it's useless.
Oh dear God, not again. William, please stop.
God damn it, I did it again. Oh my God. How do I swap weapon? How does this happen? What? How do I... Q? R. F. That, oh,
This place reeks of bloodshed.
X. Z. It's Z! I found it. I did it!
Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip!
This creature is bedeviled.
Oh,
I
hi.
must put it down.
Oh, hi, Will. Oh. You think staking would work better on him? Boss battle? Very easy boss battle. I see how it works. I now realize how stunning works. It has that little bar at the bottom. I'm gonna keep sucking his blood. I'm gonna keep on sucking. Want the red icon's resistances? Yeah. So he's slightly resistant to melee, but extremely resistant to ranged. That I staked the vampire. That bonk? I'm bonking, dude. Hi.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well. Another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
That was...
Remember,
Extremely
certain skals
less.
are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you?
satisfying sound.
What do you mean by skal?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Batman. Wait, can I turn into a
Joy,
bat?
Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care
No,
of you.
damn it.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Wait, the whole thing is a bat. Dr. Bruce Batman?
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be
What? Okay.
some subspecies of vampire?
Yeah, it's a scowl.
I
We
must
just said
find a
that.
place to analyze the blood.
They just said that. It's a scowl. We talked about this. What do you mean? There's a whole cutscene for this. Bruce Batman of Batman City Batman? Yeah, Batman. You know it is, but he doesn't know or understand. So after he was just told. You just said these scowls. Like, I don't. Oh, dude, copyrighted music.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal.
Yeah, you're
They'll
right,
have a
Frozen.
bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skal. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy.
Privacy.
Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reid.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reid, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reid, marvelous.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna watch it
I
after
attended
stream.
3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reid, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours.
Hey Xerxes,
You'll
how
be
are you?
adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
What kind of PSU, Xerxes?
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Skals said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reid here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
What kind of PSU? I don't like mirrors, I don't like photos, I don't like sunlight. I'm basically a vampire except for my love of garlic. I certainly love me some garlic too. What's happening over here? What? Why did
Rotten oppressive. Each
What is that?
heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river. Try it all.
Did I just watch you murder somebody?
Master gave me a good smoke.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
I just watched you
Sir,
murder
please.
somebody.
You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
Be more polite.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me.
Clay
to that
Cock?
Clay stock.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
The blood quality indicates how much XP you will gain from a particular citizen. The higher blood quality, the more XP you get. To drink the blood of your prey, you first need to mesmerize them to lead them out of sight from others. Your mesmerize level must be equal or higher to the citizen's distance. Press Q to mesmerize Clay. Well, I guess I don't have a choice. Oh, my chat just broke. That's fun.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him, the dance.
The last thing I seen was T talking about the sunlight. Press to embrace Cox or spacebar to release him. Embracing Clay will provide a massive XP boost, but be aware there are consequences. Putting more best citizen and collecting the hints. Increase the experience gained. Alright, chat, are we embracing or are we releasing? Keep in mind, we just watched this man murder somebody. Release. We just watched this man murder somebody. He is not a good man. At least we a doc, not a judge. I like that line.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
That was, yep. Hey Bippy, how you doing?
What happened? Did I black out?
I can't heal him now.
I feel giddy. What happened?
We've been here. Oh yeah, you're right. You have been. Sorry, the days mesh together.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long. It's locked.
Hang on, I want to loot around in here. Rats, yep, rats it is. The rats! They're like Capri Suns for vampires? What the fuck? You just like take the tail and start sucking on the tail? Hi.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reid has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes.
Hey, Drake, how you doing?
We met once before.
Oh, you were here earlier.
At the Rockefeller University in New York.
Yeah.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future.
Hey, Patty, how you
Look
doing?
at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Int required. Int required.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
Chess, thank you for being a sub to Gargle, Drake. Drake, I hope you enjoy your emotes. I hope you enjoy your balloons. And please, thank Chess. People are more important.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reid. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
About the stand.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. During this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Yeah, what about those?
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
Hello,
I'll go even
nurse. I
further.
mean, insano.
If she
Excuse
was a
me?
man,
I'm a
She would be
doctor?
a damn fine practitioner.
If she was a man, uh-huh.
Any opinion about the management?
Good old early
I don't
1900s.
always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Okay. Your life in London? Oh, that's where we just were.
Goodbye,
Yeah.
Dr. Tibbets.
I need some hints, so.
I not want to make wait, Doctor. I've patients to attend.
Yeah, but I'm looking for things. I have priorities. I gotta get loot so that I can make medicine. Good old misogyny. Good old misogyny. You unlocked one though? Did I? I can talk to him again later. Hey, you gotta loot first. Main character kind of looks like food store. Kind of looks like can I talk to you guys, or like is it gonna be like an instant fight? Okay.
It's one of them!
God damn it! Okay. Well, that happened. That was a whole thing. Well, that's the first death. Where does it put me? Oh, this is when I entered the area. Okay, well now we know that like all of the vampire hunters
Skal
are like
voices in the garden.
instantly
I should
bad.
investigate. If they were to find somebody.
The garden? Where the fuck's the garden? What's that? Do I have a map? I do. Oh. I guess I accidentally placed one? How do I zoom out? Hide out. See, like, in our reality, no matter the quality of this game, at least it's not like every other game they've created, you know?
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid, the
It's
new
like
surgeon
every
here.
other game they
Dr.
have is
Swansea
exactly
has
the
already
same.
told us
What the
about you,
fuck
sir.
is this conversation?
I'm Nurse Gwyneth
Why you give me that
Brannigan.
side eye,
Welcome to
dude?
Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Your life in London. What is the situation?
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible
I wanna know
enemy,
everybody's
more
opinions.
lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Invisible enemy?
An invisible
Couldn't have
enemy.
dated the great-great-granddaughter
Quite a
of
poetic term
Goody
for a
Nurse
disease,
Proctor.
especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
How are you enjoying the game so far, Insano? The combat is very much the weak point of the game, which was kind of which I was kind of expecting. Yeah.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well,
Everything else is good.
I have never
I like
met
the premise.
someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here.
Was Tippett the dude that I was
If
talking
only
to
he were
before?
younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Tippett was the dude I was talking about before. Okay.
I'm not familiar with all...
Brilliant.
Most...
It
I
would
heard this. Speak up.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Okay. What's a medical
Do
checkup
you require
do?
medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
Okay.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
I like that there's a button for that. Yeah, the combat very much is the weak point of the game so far. But I like the dialogue. I like the dialogue choices. I like how they're doing that. And I'm sure the combat will probably improve throughout the game. As we get more abilities and such. So, having a good time. I'm vibing. It's a good vibing kind of game. In here.
I cannot enter.
Ooh. May Kami-sama bless your soul. Huh? Ooh. I like the story in this game. Like I was saying before, I feel like every single game that Don't Nod has made ever since Life is Strange looks and plays exactly the same as its previous, with very minor enhancements on their formula. So it's nice to see them improve, you know?
It's locked.
Or it's nice to see them do something different, rather. Good night, Magna. Have a good sleepy. I love you. Mwah!
Ceases to amaze me how you,
Stop by.
the dead,
Good evening.
seem
I'm Dr. Reid.
always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague. Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
What? You work here alone?
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
I like bliss you. Why watch these bodies?
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Interesting. Did this really happen?
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Yeah.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
These
like,
bodies are
details,
empty
like the
vessels.
mass graves and shit.
Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
How do you get the job?
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Most people fear dead
An
flesh.
interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others.
That's a World War I right now as well.
Pain we have to tame,
Yeah, you're right.
not death itself.
Interesting. But I just got it. Believe in life after death?
Since you're not afraid of dying,
Believe in a
do you
thing called
believe in life after death?
No, I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Hey, Jay, have a good sleep. I love you. Mwah! Goodwill won't last?
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
I'm gonna ask that one. Your pawnbroker?
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Comes here to trade.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
As far as you know, what kind of goods do you sell?
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Interesting. Ryder, thank you for the host. Hello, how are you? Let's trade.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Codeine. Used to ease pain of coughing. Opium. Enigmatic formula. Cell. That piece of paper seems complex. Needs to be analyzed. What's enigmatic mean? I only need one watch. What if we're in lockdown right now because vampires are on the loose? Shit, dude. Serious? Fuck, I didn't mean to do that.
Good evening, Doctor. Of course.
I don't want to buy it. Opium. Rise of the epidemic. Buy this. Then... where is it? Needs to be analyzed? I don't... okay. Guess I'll do that later. Okay. How are you cuties doing today? I'm doing alright. Other than having pretty bad allergies. Doing good. Were you just streaming, Ryder? Someone give a shout out to Ryder, please. This is the garden? This is the garden. No. Fuck. There we go. You gotta take care of them before they fuck with somebody else. And then Wasteland 3 and then watch crit roll. How was crit roll? Got back up so I don't get those other guys. Gotta get rid of these skals, dude. He just fucking parried me. Tonight's episode good? Oh, I wasn't towards me. Like a new story arc is starting. I'm gonna watch crit roll in a long time. God damn it. Oh god, yeah. Like to go play Tyler the Prince, have fun. Can't get into crit roll. I can't watch D&D. I don't like watching D&D. Yeah, ignore that. That didn't happen. You didn't see that. Happened directly in front of you, but you didn't see it. Don't worry about it. There's so much. Yeah, I don't like watching D&D. I could see like me watching like D&D that's like a series of one-shots, you know? But like a full-on campaign, it's just too much. Can't get into it. Too much dedication required. Okay. I think these guys are a little bit of a higher level than me. Just a little bit. Just a tad. You know, like 3. Yeah, I'm level 3 and they're level 6. I guess I'm meant to do that later. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do it again. Like, I don't want them to hurt anybody, because this is, like, they're, like, right next to the hospital. So I don't want them to, like, hurt anybody, you know? I got into it. They're making the first 2 episode arcs into an anime show, an update video. I posted some sneak peeks of the animation renders, and I cried. I can't get into it, man. Too much. Okay. we go. Not for the hard fight, though. Gotta get them lined up. There we go. Oh. Trying to be very careful. Can't do it again. There we go. I've been thinking about this, and maybe it's just because I haven't looked into it. And like I can talk about this because like it's not really anything that I'm planning to do anytime soon. A photo of a smiling, loving couple with a few words written on the back: Milton and Pippa forever. Well, we see how that went. A new citizen investigation is available. Citizen investigations are displayed here. You can start a new citizen quest by tracking. Bring the wallet back to its... Interesting. So if I ever meet a Milton or a Pippa, what was I saying? Oh, I can talk about this because I'm not planning on doing it anytime soon. It's just an idea that I have. And maybe it already exists, but I just don't know about it. So if somebody does know about it, scream it out. I kind of want to start a board game show. I feel like that doesn't really exist. I'd love to do it through tabletop, obviously. Like I know it existed on Geek and Sundry a long ass time ago, and it was led by Will Wheaton. I know about that one. That existed for a while, but obviously that like Geek and Sundry barely exists outside of Critical Role. Like they barely exist anymore, because of focusing so hard on Critical Role. So like I would love to start something related to board games because I just feel like that doesn't really exist. But again, maybe it's just because I haven't like looked for it. Maybe it does exist and I just don't know about it. That's an idea that I'd love to play with later on.
Good evening,
Dr. died
Dr.
hard
Reid.
when Crit Roll separated.
Such a pleasure to see you again.
Well, they just were dying before that.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course.
They were dying before
It's
Critical
just
Role
trinkets
separated.
and curios, really.
Same thing for
But I'm sure they can be useful.
What was it called? I think it was Nerdist. Same story for Nerdist. Nerdist died like really hard. So.
It never ceases to amaze me how the dead
Oh, I can loot corpses now. Rumpled letter. Wait, where'd that go? What? I tried to look at it. I totally agree. I feel like Will's tabletop show was too cookie cutter. Like, I didn't care about the gameplay. Yeah, I feel like... Here, let's think about this. Okay, let's think about this for a second. This is how I plan shows. You're gonna get some insight into some future things that are happening that are already planned and in motion. You're gonna get some future insight. Usually I use the notepad that's on my phone. I plan it through that. But let's like legitimately think about this. Let's think about what a board game show would be. So like Obviously, the focus is on tabletop games, be them cards or whatever, but it would have to specifically be through tabletop simulator, which is something that most people have access to, and anything that's on tabletop simulator also exists in real life, you know? So, like, it could be like one part of the show is, like, completely focused on, like, it's, like, recorded in post after the beginning footage, and it's, like, review, right? And then, like, a second part could be, like, tutorial. And then, like, you have a separation of the show there, similar to how Gaming Last Week has a separation between Gaming Last Week and new releases. And then you have, like, the actual, like, board game playthrough / podcast kind of thing. And that's just, like, so, like, this would last, like, this would be, like, 10 minutes. Then this would be, like, I think it would be a brief tutorial, because I feel like if you're looking into how to play the game more than that, honestly, you could kind of combine this. This could be the tutorial, too. And this would just be playing the board game, so it could be, like, 30 minutes. You know? And then there you go. You got a 40-minute show right there. You got 40 minutes of a show. You know? Just a 2-part show. Of, like, the actual board game is, like, a tutorial section, you know? A very simplistic show, you know? You do something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I've been forming nebulous idea for making my own tabletop RPG system. I've tried. One day I'd put it in a digital paper. Yeah, I've tried. It was keeping them afloat, but it was hurting Critical Role in the process. Geek and Sundry was a whole thing. Anyways. Dear Love, I finally found the missing money for the fee asked by the ambulance driver to bring you to the hospital. Don't worry, nothing now. Don't worry about nothing now except better. Except getting better. I can read. For I took care of everything. I asked some of our neighbors, and they told me that this Mr. Hooks is something of an honest crook. He may ask for extra money in exchange for a bed, but the bed is then guaranteed. I'm sorry I refused to pay first, and I realize now that the important thing is that you get better soon. The Pembroke Hospital is a good place, I heard, despite the bad behavior of this Milton Hooks. I promise you that everything is okay now. I'll see you in your bed as soon as possible. With fondest love, Nikolai. Milton Hooks. Is there a way that you could put the playing of the game ahead of the deep rules in the second video for a close examination? I think what it would be is it wouldn't be like a deep rules. If you want to like know rules of the game, you can look it up yourself. It's easy to find. I feel like it would just be a playthrough and like giving like little tidbits of info here or there on how to play, you know? It would just be a single game of it, and it would just be giving a tutorial as you go kind of thing, you know? But if you want to know like in-depth rules, you can look it up yourself. There's other videos for that.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office.
Excuse me? Run out of board games. Go over here. The tabletop simulator workshop. Browse items. showing 1 of 30 of 39,574. Most over time period all time. Gloomhaven. Hey, I know that game. I know that game. The mat that everyone had. Oh my god, I did have this mat. Catan. Hero Quest. Crown House the Hill. I know how to play that. Dark Souls board game. I know how to play that. Blue Life. Red Dragon Inn. That's one of my favorite board games ever. Don't Let It Die. I know how to play that. The Hyrule Fantasy. I never even heard of that. Secret Palpatine is just Secret Hitler, which I know how to play. Dead of Winter. I never get to play that game, but it is one of my favorites. Frosthaven. I guess that's a Gloomhaven sequel. Like, there's a lot here. Show could go on for a while, and there's new board games released all the time.
You'll find it on the 2nd floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reid. Your office has been prepared.
I have a few questions.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Depends on if it was a weekly or day, so it would be weekly. I don't think I would ever do a daily show. Unless I had, like, an editor and a good idea, I don't think I'd ever do a daily show. Everything I ever do is weekly. I'm probably going to do weekly for everything. Or monthly. Or just non-scheduled. Because, like, I do the recap show. Where I recap games like I did for Deadly Premonition. I plan on doing more of those. But those aren't scheduled. You know, those are just whenever. Volunteers tribute. I mean, I'm not planning on it anytime soon. One thing at a time. But yeah. And if you're replaying games, or if once you've played one, you never play it again. I don't know. I don't know. Who is Dr. Swansea?
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Just only met him.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
You'll probably also have to figure out some music to play in the background. I feel just sitting in silence, waiting for someone to take their turn. It'd be boring and awkward. Yeah, you're not wrong. How is Mr. Hampton?
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Where's my room?
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
2nd floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Well, you gotta get good friends to play with you, because they'll make almost anything funny. That is also part of it. I learned a thing about you.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reid, any good news to share?
I think it's impersonal. Oh, maybe not. Your life in London? There you go. It's awkward.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
If you're tired, you're just gonna fuck up, and that's irresponsible.
Your attitude is irresponsible, Doctor. Believe me, I've seen so many medical errors caused by exhaustion during the war.
You're right. This is a war, Dr. Reid, and I don't intend to surrender.
I think the boys will be boys mentality when a bunch of gamer dudes get together in a group chat is some of the funniest shit. I strive for that energy. Maybe one day.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
This is no time for self-pity. It is the last.
Hi.
They know
Good
we are
evening, Nurse
overwhelmed.
Brannigan.
Good evening.
Wow,
Doctor.
do you just always give side eye? Is this just your thing? Good night, Bliss. Have a good sleepy. I love you. Mwah!
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Okay.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
They're fucking. They're fucking. They're 100% fucking. Yo, can I medical check
Good
up you?
evening,
I never
Dr.
checked.
Tippett.
Dr. Reid, any good news to share?
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Come on, don't be ridiculous, dear colleague.
Oh, you're exhausted.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Probably leave they fucking. Oh, they're 100% fucking. You! I have words to speak with you!
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reid. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reid. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reid. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Chess, thank you for eating a sub to Grav. Grav, I hope you enjoy your emotes. I hope you enjoy your balloons. Please, think chess. And also, hey Grav, how you doing? Time to look at some BTTV emotes to add to my gift collection. I found your wallet.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reid.
I didn't think that was going to be an issue. Life in London. Smuggling weapons?
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Yeah, okay. How's the situation?
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything. And it's getting worse every day.
What's your occupation?
So what do you do exactly in this hospital?
He drives
Apart
the
from
ambulance.
smuggling
What do you mean?
guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I'll bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job.
Well, why
I
are you
get it done
gouging them for money?
most of the time.
Sounds like you've had it rough.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but
Pretty
be
good.
careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
How's the sanitary situation?
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
I'm working on that. So, I would greatly appreciate it if you would stop extorting money from patients.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Yeah, I'd
Where
greatly
did you get the
appreciate it if you
idea
would
for
stop.
Such an immoral scam.
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
Cool, you should really stop. You should definitely stop that. That'd be great, because there's kind of like a epidemic, and, you know, we're not going to just let the poor die, because that's kind of a shitty thing to do.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Yeah, bound by despair.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
Could both get fired, you know. I don't know why you could both get fired, but I'm going to click this option anyways.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reid. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Yes, I'm definitely going to talk to the lead staff that I forgot the name of about you to make it so that you stop extorting patients.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Milton shotgun, bullet, revolver, shotgun shells, parts. I don't have anything for you. You're so mad at him, you can eat him. True.
Perhaps I should
True.
have considered the
Hopefully it doesn't come to that. But I would still greatly appreciate it if you would stop extorting patients. Might be a Karen when you can eat him. Nah, I'm gonna be a Karen. I'm gonna talk to his manager. But it's also my manager, so... Listen, we don't vor everybody. We only vor rats, mainly. You have the good suck? Only for rats. How you doing, Yam? To everyone, mainly the rats. But we could vor everyone? You're not wrong.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Dipping. Hi.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I believe we're going to be
Trying to meet
colleagues.
everybody.
Reid? Yes, I've been informed
Got a
about your
new
arrival.
PC?
I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my
You didn't get a
arrival
2000 series, did
inconvenience
ya?
in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Yeah, okay. Chess, thank you for getting a sub to Yam. Yam, I hope you enjoy your emotes. I hope you enjoy your balloons. Please, thank Chess. I bought it when I thought it was going to be further out. You should look into a refund. Just run on integrated graphics for a while. Look into a refund, run on integrated graphics.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell
Ackroyd? Dan
Dr. Swansea
Ackroyd?
has imposed
Did-
your
wait,
presence on this hospital without
is
asking
this the
anyone's
guy that gets a
advice.
blowjob from a
The
ghost?
benefit of his position.
Do you make vodka?
But I don't agree with
Can I
it.
have
I
some?
know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh,
Hey,
but
Harry, how are
I've
you?
heard about you, Dr. Reid. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Elsie won't do you any good.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reid. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Ricky's getting in trouble for doing COVID wrong. Oh, that's fun.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine,
Drink coffee? How do you
perhaps
drink
you
your
can
coffee?
tell me more about this place.
How do you
Let's
take it?
just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as
Maybe this
a
is
medical
doxing myself a
practitioner,
little bit, but
express an interest
this
in
dude kind of has a
pushing
hairline
boundaries
like
of
mine.
research.
Shitty as
Modern
fuck.
medical methods were created
He understands
through
my
audacity
pain.
and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
He understands my pain of having a shitty hairline. They've proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reid, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern
Yeah, but like, what do you put
sorcerer.
it in?
Be careful
like,
what you insinuate,
you
Dr.
stirring it black?
Aykroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
I've saved many lives.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
There's a Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, it's Dan Aykroyd. He got a ghost blowjob and makes vodka. There's a character in Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I literally just watched this. That she has like one episode. It's not really that big of a spoiler. It's literally one episode. The whole episode is kind of about like morals as a doctor and researching new techniques in medicine. And the whole episode is about her like experimenting on patients before the medicine that she's like trying to output is approved by like the board. Basically what she does in that episode is she transplants a person's spine. Like she makes a clone of the person's spine and replaces it. And the whole idea of the episode is questioning whether or not it's okay to try new medicine or new techniques on patients, and how you experiment with that kind of stuff. Long story short, they do it and it works, but it's a whole like question of like a morality kind of thing.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Aykroyd.
I'm here in honor of Google to inform you that we'll be getting Keep's hair care ads. I'm not losing my hair that quickly. I think I am losing my hair, legitimately. But like having this hairline is not because I'm losing my hair. It just kind of looks like this. This is how I was born. This is just the hairline. It's not as drastic as his, I don't think. But it's just, you know, I've seen many people with this kind of hairline. It just sucks. It just fucking sucks.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
It's just a shitty hairline. Hi.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Widow speak, right? I guess that's what it's called.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Hi. I'm here to do a checkup. Oh, hi.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here?
The floor?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Priorities. Don't give medicine. Details. Blood quality. Entropy. I don't have the medicine. Chess, thank you for getting a sub to Luna. Luna, I hope you enjoy your emotes. I hope you enjoy your balloons. And please thank Chess. Yeah, I don't have the medicine.
I will see you later. How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Okay. I'll let you get some rest.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
I'm alright.
I'll come back and heal you.
Waste your time with me.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reid? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Tell me about yourself.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses.
And hair loss based on your mother's father? No. Not necessarily. My mom's dad has, like, beautiful gray hair. He's a very pretty old man. My father's father has a history with hair loss. He lost his hair. I don't know when he lost his hair, but he lost his hair. I think it skipped a generation. Very pretty old man. Yeah, I think it skipped a generation, and I think I'm losing my hair because of him. But my father is not losing his hair. But my father also has a shitty hairline just like me. So, yeah. Are you that rich?
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes. Thanks to my
Way to
husband.
blame Grandpa.
May he rest in peace.
It's him.
I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Don't get me wrong, I loved the man. I just, you know. Drink the blood. No, yeah, heal people. This Twilight? Yeah, hey Kawhi, how are you?
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Interesting.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was
some
quite
high quality
rude
emotes slash
for a
gifts.
start.
Feel free to
And that
send
nurse
any to
Miss
me that you
Hawkins
want.
seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Pippa too, huh? He charged you?
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reid. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
I'll heal this boy, but I need the medicine for it. I'll work on it. I'll be back. Not done with you. I'll be back, I promise. I just want to meet the staff.
How long must I wait, damn it? Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir.
Sorry I have to interrupt
Good
this
evening,
combo.
Doctor.
When you're playing... Hang on, let me look at this emote. He knew him? What even is this emote? What is even happening here? Don't we have that other one? Where is it? Oh, we had a different skeleton one. Do we not? Shared. Is that on a different channel? Where is it? I don't think this is the original one. The other one, but more chaotic? No. I'm thinking of, we not have it? Let me look again. I was thinking of, which one do I want? Hang on. I want to see which one's the popular one, because I know it's popular. Hang on. Give me a second. I know it's like a popular emote, because I've seen it places before. There it is. Yeah, it's called Bone Zone. Here, I'll add that one. There's Skelly Please on the Discord. Oh, that's probably why. Here, I'll add Bone Zone. That's like a really popular emote.
I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reid. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reid.
Your life in London. Aykroyd's aversion to modern methods. Sure.
What do you think of Dr. Aykroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Aykroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy?
Just all the way at the very end of the hall, and I yelled this loud, and he moaned at least this loud. Oh! What the fuck, dude?
Dr. Aykroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reid. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
Why made you choose that career?
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
I'll be glad to help you.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager.
Doctor first, vampire second.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just...
So what's this one? The one I want to draw? I mean, listen, Ace Queen, I'm going to be real with you. If you want, like, animation work, I will pay you. Like, I need animations. If you want to be, like, forced to do animation, I can give you money and have you work on stuff. Because, like, maybe that'll help. Because I know goddamn well if I was getting paid to work out, I'd be working out. I need animation stuff. I can give you something to help motivate you to practice.
Theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Only tried one small thing, and so some work. I gotta meet whoever's moaning like this.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
But literally what I do is I just have like a movie on my monitor and I'm just sitting there editing, so
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
You need my help?
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reid. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
New investigation.
Please, could you...
Yeah. Personal questions. How are your blood transfusion?
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reid. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Must remain neutral.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings.
What's Fiddick?
Desires, hopes, and fears.
Have I met Fiddick?
Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Oh, Fiddick's the dude right there. Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Let you down, my boy.
Hey, Fiddick.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
You can look at me while I talk to you.
All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Your life in London. Doctors are arguing about your
Tell
case?
me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd.
Bone Zone, I'd have to refresh
They both
that.
want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Accidents and medical situations always made me think of situations where construction workers get crowbars stuck in their brains. Stuff like that. No idea what you're talking about.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reid? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Seems quiet.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reid.
There are people who have metal rods and crowbars stuck in their heads when they work in construction, and they're still alive?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Adding blasting power in a fuse, then using the tampering iron to pack sand, clay, and other inert materials into the hole above the powder in order to contain the blast energy and direct it into the surrounding rock. Survived and lived a long life. Cool. Zane, how you doing, Storm?
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Nice.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me, blundering idiot.
I need to do some crafting. Unfinished letter. My dear this is from Fiddick. Sorry I did not write to you before, but it hurts like hell just to write these few words on bloody paper. Don't worry, Daddy will go out of the hospital as soon as the doctors fix his arm. In the meantime, if you need something, go to see Mr. Chadwick in the construction site. Tell him you're Harvey Fiddick's children. You remember Robbie Chadwick? The big guy with a mustache who helped me repair the house doors last spring? Go see him and ask for a fob. He won't refuse to spare you a few. I'm sorry I can't work anymore for now, but we'll figure out something as soon as I'm out. Don't worry, everything will be fine as soon as Daddy's arm is strong again, as soon as the doctors fix my arm.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Doctor.
I already asked about that, right? You worry about your family.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their
Good
mother?
you, a bit tipsy.
She
Less
died
tipsy,
in
but
1915 during one of the
equally
first
or
Zeppelin raids.
more good.
We never found her body.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
I'm sorry for your...
And I want to change something. I want to move things around a little bit. Let's bring this down to 7. Let's bring this down to 6. Keep that at 10.
Loss. So many died during the bombings.
Let's take this off. Let's take this. Move this up to 80.
I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer.
Higher. Bring that to... Let's bring it to 100. Fuck it.
Truth is, I have no idea.
I poison
I
your
just
drink
know
of
that
choice.
I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My
The
wife
audio
died
boost through
because of
controls.
me.
I have a Stream Deck,
And
and the
now I
Stream
may
Deck
lose everything because I've been careless enough to
activates
hurt
and
myself.
deactivates things on my
What
OBS
an
mixer.
arsehole.
So I can boost the audio, which brings it up by -4 dBs. My normal audio is at -8 dBs. So boost is at -4 dBs. And drop is at -12 dBs. So they're all in difference of 4. And I move them around for certain games. So like if I'm doing a horror game, then I boost my audio and lower it for you guys.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I
so that I can, so that it's louder for me. So I move things around depending on what game I'm doing. Hey, I would greatly appreciate if
What
you
can I
would
do for you, Doctor?
stop charging people for beds. You're not Pippin? Oh, you're Crane.
Thank
Sorry.
you, Nurse.
Or you're someone else. What the fuck?
Never could keep anything from her.
It's locked.
Well, guess I'll deal with that later. Looking around. Obstacle full, please go back home. What's that? Oh, it's trash. Did you ever do the numpad stream deck, or just get the right thing right away? So initially, this was like a long time ago. This is like really before I had a lot of viewers, like at all. I initially had just this.
Wow.
Just bugged out for some reason.
Oh, damn.
In the football. And those I had on numpads. And I also had, like... That was really it, really. I didn't really have anything else. But those were initially my only two transitions.
Daily routine.
And then, like, some editorial stuff. So yes, I did. And then I got the stream deck, and it fucking changed my entire stream. And I have things to talk to you about, because I think you're Pip.
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this
So
hospital.
WoWE was created before I even started streaming.
Appreciated, Doctor.
Bar Pippa.
How would you describe
We'll
the
get there.
situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out
Gotta
of everything.
meet everybody.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Oh no, we're living through it right now.
You must get a hold of yourself, Nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
How long you been a nurse?
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
Will you try to get them fired? I mean, I'd rather them just stop. You know? What did she just say? What did she just say? What were the words she just said? What am I answering to right now? Someone clip. Someone clip. What did she just say? What was just said? Help! Help! Hey, Vivi, how are you? Help! Help! She's got a little eyeglass. The epidemic is winning, and no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that. Change your fucking attitude.
I don't like your attitude, Nurse Hawkins. Pessimism can be as lethal as the epidemic in times like these.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
As a staff.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Said, will you sub to her Twitch channel? I don't like her attitude. Thank you for the clips.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Why is Milton so grumpy?
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Pippa, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man.
My man.
If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins, but are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke, but we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Well, now stop fucking using patients to get money.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Whose idea was it?
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
Put a price on hope.
You put a price on hope. This goes against everything you swore to uphold as a nurse.
Report me then, Dr.
I
Reid.
fucking will!
Report the little nurse and keep on lying about the surgical errors, the wrong dosages and diagnostics that we all covered for the sake of our colleagues.
I don't care!
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
The fucking Hippocratic Oath or whatever the fuck it's called exists for a reason!
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
You kind of look
I'm
like
Dr.
Nosferatu.
Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How's your stay?
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Who's treating you?
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Huh. Personal.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No
I like
offense.
our outfit.
I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Yeah, it's fair.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
I'll be back.
On every street corner.
Good evening, miss.
Look like a
I'm
ghoul.
Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal.
What the
You're
fuck?
nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never
Ban
forget
the
night
witch!
you let Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Uh-huh. You're a vampire?
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Ever heard of Cotard syndrome?
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
So you want to be a vampire for real?
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades.
Can I make other
sense
vampires?
The last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Your enemies?
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Good night, Grav. Have a good sleepy. I love you. Mwah!
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Uh-huh.
And why do
I don't...
Oh, whoops.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean,
Turned into fog and dope out of there?
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require?
Alucard
Proof
style.
of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reid. Blood is the only drug I need.
I can supply that, you know.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Time has lost its effect on me.
Like that she, like,
But the
formed
suffering
back into her
continues.
place. Oh, hey!
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reid, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained
That was
perfectly
become
nice
Malkavian?
and polite.
What kind of vampire
A
would you
little
say I am?
delirious,
I don't know enough
perhaps.
about...
But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a
about,
relief.
vampire to know.
Now all I need to do is rest
Vampire
and
the
return to my
Masquerade.
flock.
What kind of vampire do you think Dr. Reid is?
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Yeah, she's, something.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reid. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Usually I don't like noses like this, but like on him it works really well. Like on him it looks good. Like maybe it's like the beard and like hair combo, I don't know, but like on him it looks really good. Obviously Malkavian. No, I don't mean me as in Insano. I mean me as in Dr. Reid.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you.
But
in
no,
the canning
I as
Tom?
Insano.
Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good
Would
old Tom.
definitely be
Without
a
men like him,
Nosferatu.
corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Corruption?
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Yeah, it's fair.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
That's something later, probably.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
We already made that joke. We met him earlier.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people.
Hey, Hoodie, how are you? What do you do for a living?
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest?
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
I feel like the cross would have to be like how you have to like concentrate holy water, you know? Blessed. I feel like the cross would have to be blessed in some way for that to be able to work.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process.
How does vampires suck?
We're not just.
No, there hasn't been much
You're
sucking.
preaching to the converted now, Doctor.
We're
to be
doctor.
truly honest.
Hang on, let me change the
thought
title
she
real quick. Let me change the title. Hang on. Doctor suck. There we go. There we go. That's more accurate.
Dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
I'm gonna have to come back down here and look around as when I get medicine. Suck is in. The suck is in. We went down here. We looked all the way down here. Talked to all the people there. Oh.
It's locked, all right.
Long letter. Hey sis, how are things here in Brum? Things are not so good. Or here in Brum, it's not so. Things are not so good. Seems the flu's here again, and we have many new cases of infection in the neighborhood. Do you remember Miss Scheller, the old drinking hag from the 3rd floor? She passed away 2 days ago, and her flat is already occupied again. You would have to pay me a huge amount of money to go sleep in a bed, which a woman died of the flu just a few hours ago. Sorry I did not take the time to quickly answer your last letter. Between taking care of little Paul, mom and dad, and my job at the factory, I rarely find time to write to my favorite sister. By the way, my son says hello to his auntie Pippa. You should see this little bugger already driving me mad. And mom says you bring back some of those marvelous cakes the next time you come home. In your last letter, you told me you thought about quitting your job at Pembroke Hospital. I have to tell you, Pip, you better think twice. There are always jobs at the factory, but wages are shit. And it's as boring as a day without a shag. Oh, I have a new fiance, and no, I'm no slut, you moral bitch, you. What the fuck? Calm down. So if you really want to quit and do something more useful than counting the dead every morning, maybe you better stay in London and join that band you told me about. The Guard or Priven or something like that. Never heard of them. But if they're, like you said, some sort of civil militia trying to make the difference, then maybe it's a good choice for you. Just be sure to let the others go in the front. That's how my poor Billy got killed in France by leading too many patrols. Bloody war. Anyway, come back as soon as you can and give me all the good news before that. I am your affectionate sister, Lucy, Paul, Mum, and Dad. Healing bonk, healing bonk. What kind of abilities does Dr. Reid have? We can currently throw a spear of blood out of us. We had the option to basically use a smoke bomb, but like with our body, I guess. And we could grow claws to attack. That's all we have so far. I can look.
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
We were just talking very loudly. Excuse me, I must go in. Dang it. Art bomb? Where are you? Hey, look at you. Who are you? Oh, you're the hearing doctor. I don't have anything for you. 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 Looking for Pippa. Good night, everybody. Have a good sleepy. I love you. Mwah! Oh, well, have fun with crit roll. Rather. Hi, Pippa.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
I have a thing.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
Chat, 1, be proud of what you've achieved, or 2, patients need you. What do you think, left or right? Left or right, chat? What do you think? Peppa hands? 1, left. Left is always right. I mean, you're not wrong. 3 is unacceptable! Left, alright, seems like an overwhelming left.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
You want to be more useful?
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
We're working on it.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
Interesting.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I had something for one of you.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Oh my God, you're
Good
talking to
evening,
me
Doctor.
straight on. never happens. Never mind, I don't have anything for you. I lied.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
I have things for you.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
This one.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see the city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
Or a tiff who are orphans of the Vampire the Masquerade setting and can learn any ability. I think La Sombra would make more sense. That's that seems what all of his stuff is. It's all about strengthening abilities. So
do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
Nowhere when you're quarantined.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reid.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner
Hey,
of
Luna, have a good
perverts.
sleep. I love you.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Always look on
Goodbye.
the bright side of death. Got one more person to talk to before we go to our office. One more person. Mr. Cox.
Whoa.
Never mind. Hey, look, a chest. Never mind. I'll talk to you later, Mr. Cox. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Oh, what's in here? In this room yet? Sorry if this is boring for anybody. I just, I wanted to meet the staff. Wanted to loot around the hospital, get what I need. Whole thing. Unlock this door for later. Go in this garden one more time because we did kill those boys out here, and I mean that was like its own little thing. So look around. Seems fine. Seems like we got everything. Yeah. There's something back here. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Always look on the bright side of life. I have Funyuns. Not towards me. Spicy or original. I have been doing thing lately. We got one of those like big packs that have like a bunch of the mini bags of chips in it, and I what I've been doing is I've been taking a baggie. I've been taking all the chips and mixing them in the baggie. I got like a little baggie. I got like my own custom baggie of mixed chips, you know what I'm saying? Pretty goddamn good, if I do say so myself. Go back to the hospital. Not ready to leave yet. It's 5 hit. I just like to have a variety. I like to have a variety of snacks. You know what I'm saying? Not now. Okay. Guess I gotta go to my office first.
It's locked.
Nothing. Upstairs. Whenever life gets you down, you wearing a frown. Man, I really wish I remembered the lyrics without hearing the music, because I know that song. It's fucking, take a look at my gigant, or wait, enormous. Take a look at my enormous penis. You know, like, I know the song. Like, I just can't remember the lyrics without listening to the music, and it fucking sucks. Like, for every song. Status. This patient's face has been heavily burnt and disfigured by a bomb during the war. Even with the use of the strongest sedatives, he affirms to regularly endure severe pain from the as if the flames are still burning underneath the skin. He says, examinations of the stitterized tissues show no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling, or scars are clean. Could it be a case of persisting nerve damage? The patient never ceases to blame himself for the figuration. Could it be a case of guilt of the survivor, phantom pain manifesting as a punishment? He needs a psychiatrist, not a doctor. We'll talk to him later. No, I'll talk to him now. Me dead ass sprint through this hospital. And down the stairs because that's safe. Excuse me.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reid.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Let her bite you?
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Oh, for me it is real. Life in London. There you go.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
That's what I was looking
wasn't
for.
disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave.
Oh.
It was an accident.
Why lie?
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
What happened? Surgery could help you.
Reconstructive surgery has been very successful for some soldiers.
I don't want to wear a bloody mask for the rest of my life. I'd rather stay here and just be forgotten.
It failed? Aw, shit, I didn't even realize that was a thing.
Why?
I don't...
No, I can't get into that option.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front?
We
That's
didn't
not
start the
uncommon.
fight.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Disgust on every street
Interesting.
corner. The daily route.
Yeah, I think I learned something about you.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Do I have anything? There we go.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Plan to make him a vampire?
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Ah, shit, I feel like I just got fucking... I feel like she just added me. I feel like I just got added. I feel like I just got brutally fucking added.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No.
Turning it off at 3:30.
No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Interesting.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Okay. All right, back up. We go to the office. What is it at the end of the hall? Is it here? Is this my office? This is my office. Wow, they made that plaque fast.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
It'd be more on brand. What's this? Oh no. The rare opportunity and almost a privilege to approach a vampire to observe their most intriguing physical and psychological traits with a scientific and rational eye. Here are some of the most fascinating abilities I've personally observed over the last 10 years while interviewing few vampires, or econ as they prefer to call themselves. Supernatural speed. Vampires can act and move like a mortal in all his actions, but a trained eye will spot that they have the keenest senses, can react quicker than any mortal. On a few occasions, alarm, surprise, necessity to flee. I have seen a vampire move so quickly it is almost as if he had vanished, just to reappear somewhere else. The human eye cannot follow their movement when they act so quickly, but it is not a teleport or dematerialization. It is only a supernatural speed. For me, it is a cat-like attribute, which allows them to run, dodge, or jump longer and faster than us. I also noticed that such speed seems to exhaust them and that they are bound to physical limitations. Hey, Maker, how are you? Good night, Chess. Have a good sleepy. I love you. Mwah! One of the most powerful abilities a vampire can deploy is the capacity to force a mortal to obey them. I call this trait mesmerization. Memorism. But it has nothing to do with the mortal ability to alter the subject's mental state. A vampire can bend a mortal to their will, and they can even break a mind. A vampire I interviewed even told me the more a subject tries to resist, the more permanent the damage will be, as if the vampire could literally fracture the target's psyche. The same vampire explained to me that this ability required time to master, and that the result could be vary widely from one subject to another. Implant a false memory, erase a painful one. The possibilities are endless and frightening. This may be the most catastrophic ability of all concerning vampires, since it is the cause of so many tragedies for them and us. Vampires crave blood. They must use their will to restrain themselves from frenziedly drinking every drop of blood they can see. They need blood to function and to express their full supernatural traits. A famished vampire can be very weak, even if he cannot die of hunger or thirst. This need for blood may explain why a vampire is so aroused by it. A vampire confessed to me that blood could sometimes blind him, since its smell and attractiveness can be so strong. When he focuses, a vampire can almost see blood all around him, inside warm bodies, through walls, and supposedly clean weapons, etc. The same vampire even told me that he can see if a mortal has clean blood or is ill, and that in some cases he can even sense diseases, infected clothes, or even in items in a room. If this is true, it could have so many medical applications. It almost beggars belief. Well, I don't know why that happened. Huh. How are you, Insano? I'm doing good. I kind of got to pee a little bit, but that's okay. Soon.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
You can do that. Maybe. Mesmerism. Where can I get water? Oh, look, water. Okay. It won't let me. Billings. Bill all. I thought there was something in there. What's that noise? Hear that? Is that through this? Door's not real. I think it's raining. First, need to analyze the component you found to unlock its recipe. Blood sample. Regenerate 300 health points instantly, and then 150 health points over 15 seconds. Interesting. Can't make anything of these. Looks like I need quinine for like everything.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Now, you also have to feed on blood, and that's probably going to happen soon. So... oh, we can level up. Yeah, so these are our abilities. We have ultimates that I can't... I can read them, but I don't want to, like, spoil myself. I'm not there yet. But we're only level 3. I feel like I have to level up in order to, like, unlock things. Let's try it. Get... You drain your own blood to heal normal aggravated damage instantly. Increase my blood level. Now level 4. Means I unlock defense. You will block your target's blood in your veins, making them defenseless. You can create invisible barrier. That's no. I want this. And then I'll get your blood absorption when you're buying it. Yeah, I'm just doing a bite build right now. Just full on bite. Tactical. You perform supernatural move to your target and cause damage upon landing. Drain your stamina to fade into shadows and become invisible to most enemies. Moving in this state will drain your stamina. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to kill. I want to go doctor. But I think going down this tree would be very valuable. You can now carry 3 serums. Increase the number of bullets you can carry. No, I'd rather get this. And now I'm level 6.